ang iBalita Online. Kasama po natin ngayon dito live sa ating studio si Attorney Homobono Adasa. Kanina ang iniwan nating tanong, yung pinapaliwanag po ni Attorney Homobono Adasa, pwedeng may witness na ipipresenta sa isang kaso at sinasabing ang witness na yon ay credible, walang pasubali, na siya ay pwedeng magsabi ng totoo. Pero hanggat hindi dumarating yung kwentong kanyang isasalaysay sa korte na pwedeng questionin, himayin, at kumbaga duru-duruin ng lalo na ng depensa, ay hindi masasabing magkaugnay yon. It has to be parang compatible, the witness and the story. Let us pursue that line, Attorney Adasa.
Correct. No? The story and the credibility of the witness must converge. No? There must be a convergence between testimony and the credibility of the witness. I had an opportunity to read the transcript, the stenographic notes on the Jessica Alfaro testimony.
Her testimony.
Yes, her testimony. And my opinion on the testimony is in complete agreement with the decision of the lower court and the dissenting opinion of the 4 justices. I think this should have been the majority opinion.
The majority opinion saying they are
the
guilty?
majority opinion saying that the testimony of Jessica Alfaro is consistent.
Dapat yun, kanyo.
That should have been the case. Yun sana ang majority opinion, yung dissenting opinion ngayon.
Linawin ko lamang po kung bakit si Attorney Homobono Adasa ang inanyayahan ko dito. Kasi po si Attorney Homobono Adasa, wala pong kinalaman dito sa kasong ito. Never representative either side.
That's
Talagang hindi siya hinawakan, never near the bakod of this case. Kaya siyang kinausap natin. Now, there are also lawyers, your colleagues in the law profession and the law business na nagsasabing, there is a constitutional crisis somewhere dito sa desisyong ito. Do you see one?
The constitutional crisis is in the fact that there is a conflicting perception between the majority of the justices of the Supreme Court and the people. I have not talked with anyone who is in agreement with the majority opinion. From helpers to lawyers to other individuals in between. No?
Tuku platters.
Tuku platters, as they say. And they are in complete agreement with the decision of Judge Tolentino, now Justice in the Court of Appeals, and the majority opinion. That's where the possible crisis will arise. Because even the majority of the Supreme Court should realize that the ultimate determinant in this country is not the president, it's not the legislature, it's not the judiciary. The ultimate determinant is Section 1, Article 2 of the Constitution, which says that the Philippines is a Republican state, Republican democratic state. Sovereignty resides in the people and all government authority emanates from them.
Paano yan? Sabi mo, wala kang pang nakakausap na na in agreement with the majority decision. But what about this report na itong si Hubert ngayong lumabas na sa public, pinagkakaguluhan pa. He seems to have the public sympathy on him.
Maybe the public sympathy in the sense that he's good-looking. Hubert Webb is good-looking. It does not delve into guilt or innocence. Dito naman sa bansa natin, pagwapo ka, hindi naman masasabi ng iba, nagkagulo ang mga tao
even
dahil
guwapo
gwapo.
is relative, di ba?
Yeah, it's relative.
It's in the eye of the beholder.
I know. That's also subject to determination of the rule of the majority.
Rule of the majority, correct. Okay. Two principles in litigation ang pinag-usapan natin dito. Alibi at saka eyewitness account, and then also yung yung tawag nito, yung kanina, yung
the credibility
of the story
witness,
and the witness, di ba?
Yes.
Ano pang nakikita mo na nabasag dito or parang nagalaw because of this decision?
Well, there are lawyers who maintain that this decision is unconstitutional. I'd like to agree with these lawyers, but going over the Constitution, Section 4, Paragraph 2 of Article 8 of the Constitution states very well that in the determination of the majority in an en banc case is not the total membership of the Supreme Court, meaning 15. The determination of the majority is with the participating justices. Anditong kasong ito, sa deliberations, 11 lang nag-participate because yung 4 nag-inhibit. And then, ang mayorya sa 11, pati 6 pa yan Hindi nagiging 7. So,
ang sinasabi, walang nalabag.
Walang nalabag sa saligang batas. And besides, in our court system, under our constitution, may sinasabi, dito nanggagaling ito sa Amerika pa, pero tayo, kopya ng kopya sa sinasabi ng Amerika.
Kopya rin tayo ng kopya.
Ang sabi, the decision of the Supreme Court is not final because it's infallible. It is infallible because it's final.
It's final, oo.
Hindi pinal ang desisyon ng Korte Suprema, hindi dahil hindi nakakamali. Ang desisyon hindi nakakamali sapagkat pinal.
Sapagkat pinal.
Hindi mo maiiba. Yun ang sistema natin.
Lalo pa ngayon at hindi naman unanimous ang desisyong ito. Kung sakaling ito ay unanimous, that was my lead yesterday, it could have been a different story. Right?
Yes, and what's even funnier here, I think, is that the decision stated categorically that there can be no motion for reconsideration that will be entertained.
Pineriod na kaagad. Pero totoo naman hindi na The Supreme Court na ito This is the last option,
yes,
di ba?
Yes. But it's not the first time that the Supreme Court would entertain cases where the decisions have already become final and also suddenly they overturn a final decision.
Ano ang pwedeng mangyari para gawin nila yon? Kahit na merong nakalagay noon na hindi na pwedeng mag-file ng motion for reconsideration.
If the majority decides, the majority of the en banc
change their mind.
Probably they'll participate before others.
Paano nila magpa-participate? They cannot be put in en banc session again for agenda.
No, they can have an en banc session.
And raise this again?
And raise this issue.
Wow.
All of them participating.
Can they do that?
Of course they can
do you see anyone from the Supreme Court justices doing this?
Well, I have my doubts, however.
You have your doubts.
But if they see the uproar all over the country and avoid further discussions on the issue, maybe they should discuss once and for all in an en banc setting and determine whether there should be a motion for reconsideration or they agree with the majority opinion that there should not be. And I think everything will be put to rest.
Can a lawyer like you go to the Supreme Court and question that no motion for reconsideration? I'm challenging you.
No, probably I'll be I'll be subject to contempt
Ay, sanay ka
from
naman
the Supreme Court. Pero alam mo, I believe in what the father of Ferdinand Marcos told his son. Son, never start a fight which you cannot finish and win. This is one fight which a lawyer cannot win if he files this kind of a motion before the Supreme Court. So, despite the interesting suggestion that you made.
Impromptu.
Impromptu. I will not hazard to even say anything more in the Supreme Court about this decision. But we can criticize any decision of the Supreme Court without criticizing the members of the Supreme Court. That's what we're doing here.
Correct.
We're criticizing the decision, but not the members.
Discussing the decision.
That's right.
Attorney Homobono Adasa, it's been a pleasure having you on our show. Ito po ang iBalita Online. Naging makabuluhan po ang ating palatuntunan ngayong gabi dahil we pretended we are in a classroom. Hindi pa po tapos talaga ang usaping ito. Ang buhay po ng mga nasentensyahan dito ay nagpapatuloy. Ang usapin pong ito ay babalik at babalik sa ating kamalayan sa mga susunod na araw at siguro sa mga susunod na pagtatanghal ng iBalita Online. Ito pa rin ang ating pag-uusapan. But tomorrow's episode, peace process po ang ating tututukan. Salamat po sa inyong panahon. Ako po si Arlene de la Cruz at ito po ang iBalita Online.